Good evening, everybody. Once again, I'd like to touch base on the fact that it's our emotional needs or our missing emotional needs that are a major contributor to addiction, stress, anxiety, depression. I'm going to do this by asking you some questions, which are essentially the questions from the emotional needs audit that I've mentioned a few times already. So essentially, stress, anxiety, anger, depression, and even addiction are the result of our innate needs not being met. And that can either be due to environmental factors, harmful conditioning as we grew up, or even who we're currently living with, or often a misuse of imagination, which is that in the case of anxiety and depression, that's that constant ruminating, absolutely useless, but we're always imagining these worst case scenarios. Normal, healthy, mentally healthy people are those who have their innate needs met in balanced, healthy ways. So what you can do as I ask these questions, maybe watch it a second, third time as needed, but get yourself a pen and paper and score yourself from 1 to 7 on each of these questions. 1 being that the need is not being met at all, and 7 means that you're totally happy with where you are in life with that need. And some may score low and not be a major problem to you. It's up to you to decide afterwards. But it highlights areas in your life where needs aren't being met, and it really, I know for me and for all my clients, it really opens you up to the idea of what a balanced life should look like. So there's only 10 questions, so this will only take a few minutes. As I keep banging on, we all have essential emotional needs. And basically how stressed we are depends on how well these needs are being met and how well we actually deal with the situation. You often hear this, and I've said it before, it's you can't control the event, but you can control how you how would you say it? How you react, I suppose. And I've put a formula up here a few times: E plus R equals O, and which is event plus response equals outcome. You can control how you respond. But anyway, let's get back to this emotional needs audit. So question 1, do you feel secure in all major areas of your life? For example, at home, at work, where you live. That might be the country, the suburb, whatever. Have a think about that and score yourselves from 1 to 7. 1 being a no, the middle being sometimes, and 7 being an absolute yes. And without repeating myself, just score yourself from 1 to 7 on each of the following questions. Do you feel you receive enough attention? Again, from 1 to 7. And this is where some people, a lot of us, are a bit selfish and forget that we also need to give attention Do you think you give other people enough attention? Question 4. Do you feel in control of your life most of the time? We need to feel that we are, a sense of autonomy, I guess you'd call. Do you feel connected to some part of a wider community? I've mentioned this a few times. We're tribal creatures, so we need to feel part of a community in some way, shape, or form. Can you obtain privacy when you need to? We all need time to reflect and analyze about where we are in life, and we can't do that if we don't feel that we can get away for a few minutes to think about things. Do you feel an emotional connection to others? Do you have an intimate relationship in your life? And this intimacy that I'm referring to, it's one where you are totally physically and emotionally accepted for who you are by at least one person. You drop that mask that we all have to put on, and no pun intended with the current environment we're in, sorry. Do you feel that you have status that is acknowledged? That could be at work, it could be as a parent, it could be as a friend. But status is, it's not egotistical. We do need to feel that what we do is acknowledged. Are you achieving things and feeling competent in at least one major area of your life? I'm sure you felt it before. An achievement at work or at sport or whatever. It feels good. We need to feel good about ourselves. And are you mentally and or physically stretched in ways which give you a sense that life is meaningful? We can't just go through working to pay the bills and pay taxes. We need to feel that what we do is appreciated, that we get up and what we do, whether it's as a parent or a friend or in our work or in our volunteering or whatever, that it's meaningful. So yeah, if you can just basically score yourself from 1 to 7, if your scores are mostly low, you're definitely suffering from stress, anxiety, and very vulnerable to addiction. And yeah, so that's something we're thinking about. I'll do another one soon regarding the resources we all have and the resources we have to basically get these needs met. And that's for another day, but when I do it, we'll go through why some of us aren't capable of getting them met because our resources are either damaged or misused. So yeah, hope that helps, and bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers.